Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here we are in the Bench Podcast where we do podcast with very special guests. And today we have Ustaz Muhammad Taufik, MED.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for the invitations to be here with you.
Yes, we have invited you because we have heard very great things about you, and you may introduce yourself and like what you do in Tersina and maybe your achievements.
All right. Okay, first of all, yeah. So I have to use English full or in bahasa as well.
English.
English full.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Well, so you already introduced me exactly what my name is. So my name is Muhammad Taufik. So here in China, everyone calls Ustad, yeah. So you can call me Ustad, you can call me Mr. So whatever you want to call me. But here in China, everyone calls Ustad, yeah. Ustad. So my full name is Muhammad Taufik. So I'm graduated from Australia, Perth Medical University. So I'm here in Georgina. Of course, I'm a teacher here. So I'm a teacher here for the international classes. So as well as sometimes I have the responsibility as the Secretariat of Affairs and Partnerships here in Georgina. So yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
You also have a very special remark about you on how you have supposedly have gotten a score of 9 in the IELTS. So is that true?
Well, I have to make a correction of that one exactly. So talking about the, IELTS, who said that I'm going ranked exactly only 8.5 exactly at home. So I technically so I paid 5.5. So yeah, I mean like that. So it's a long story exactly because we cannot what I mean like we cannot just judge or conclude directly to the result that I got. But there's a very long story exactly behind that, how I prepare that, because not instantly I got the result, but it's that process. So that process that is need to be taught, need to be understood by people that everything happen, it's not instant happen, but it's the process.
Oh, yeah, about the process, we would like to know how did you improve your English to be very fluent and very good? Like what was your maybe tactics to learning English,
Okay.
or maybe a new language, just in general.
All right. So talking about the way I learn English, actually it's quite different with nowadays, yeah, or this era. So people at the moment, so you guys, your generation at the moment, learning English or any languages except English are much easier than what I felt long time ago when I was at you, as a student of junior and senior high school at the time. So today everything are there, everything are provided, EI everywhere. So we can just use an EI. We can every material are there in the internet, YouTube. It's quite different when I have long time ago that I have to really effort, buy a book, writing myself, something like that. Sometimes I'm looking for the partner to talk about it, to practice language. But nowadays, mashallah, it's easy I think. It's very easy. But what I want to emphasize here is consistency, istiqamah, consistency. I'm studying this kind of first. I never do my for example, my short course of the English short course of the talk and Arabic short course, anything like that. So I'm learning there by process when I was in boarding school. So 4 years I'm in boarding school. Starting from first year, I will start love the language. I will highlight again language. I'm not really like English only, but I like languages. I really want to learn many languages at a time, but at the time I'm really lack of the resources I have, so that I have to choose two only because only two languages are provided. If I got some resources in the time more than 2 languages, probably I can do more than 2 languages. Because at the time there's only 2 languages that I have the resources, so I have to learn only English and Arabic. So I learn Arabic, so I learn English. So I'm starting from the first year I'm coming to boarding school, right? So by only memorizing some vocabularies, simple vocabularies, but when I have one vocabulary, then I use it directly in my daily life, my conversations. For example, even though I cannot combine it into one sentence, for example, I only know how to say in English, for example, piring, yeah, or sendok, for example, spoon, glass, for example. So I have to practice it in order to make it here. For example, I make a conversation with my friend, hey, brother, kamu bawa spoon? So I have to practice it. Every single word, every single vocabulary that I knew, so I practice it directly. And every day when I got at least 3 vocabularies, so I will put one vocabulary or each vocabulary into 3 complex sentences. So those 3 complex sentences, I use it in my daily conversations. That's every day I use like that one. I never miss my dictionary, like almost. I'm going to almost every single day. Kulayom. Kulayom. Everywhere I bring my almost. I bring as well my pocket notebook. So what is a pocket notebook? Sometimes when I come, when I see my teacher and say, Ustad, can you please tell me how to say this word in English? So when my teacher taught me what to say in English, I write it down. And write it down and asking again, I write it down, asking again, and practice it, memorize it, and practice it. That's what I do and what I did every single day.
So you always practice it with like no day, every single day you practice with no days misses, like if it's day or something.
Yeah. I mean, like every single day when I meet friends, new friends, teachers, I just say to myself that I have to say in formal language. I mean, like either Arabic or English. Sometimes with accent as well. So when I see my teachers are speaking, or they have their speech in front of audiences with really fantastic and amazing accents. For example, they are speaking in, for example, a prayer. So I directly imitate first. Just imitate him. How the way my teacher speak. For example, oh, can you tell me the water, please? So after I hearing and listening to the teacher speaking like that accent, I directly just repeat it, imitate it, duplicate it in order to make myself habit. That's what I always practice it every day. And as well, at the same time, I always curious with something that I don't know. For example, I come to the kitchen, for example. So when I have my meal, when I have my lunch, for example. So there is one side dish, new side, and I don't know what it is. I directly take my notebook and I write it down. For example, lele, I don't know how to say in English lele or Arabic lele. Just I don't know. And later on, I will find it in my dictionary. If I don't find it, and I come to my teacher and say, Sir, can you tell me what do we say in English this one? That's every single day like this. That is the process. So, and then, many advice as well from my teachers that we give afraid of my mistake, because in the time I'm still in processing. So mistake during the process is normal. Never afraid to make mistake, and you will learn from your mistake. So that's always that I always put in my mindset as my mindset. So it's okay to practice even though we still have mistake. But through the mistakes, so we can learn more better, so improve the flow better speaker and English.
Thank you. Well, I have another question.
Sure.
So you know how English is the international language of the world basically. Like wherever you go to Australia or maybe in Europe, you go to Germany, where you don't know their native language, right?
Yes.
But you have an idea of what language you know. It is English. So what do you think about English being the international language Do you think it's fair, or like maybe it could be like hard for some people? So what do you think about it?
Well, talking about the international languages, right? And it's as international language. I think it's fair because we know that at the moment that is the English as the way that people are training and using English. So most of the people internationally and globally they are understanding English exactly right. So even in some campuses, some universities, they are offering even they are coming from the English speaking country. Sometimes they are offering the second options English language or other languages or their own language, but they are still open the second option, which is English. Right? So I do agree if you are saying that English is the international language, yeah. But another perspective, that is, for example, Islamic perspective, that when we are learning language in Islam, man alima lughat al-qawm salil al. So when we know the language of the other persons or other qawm, other countries, we are going to be free. Free from what? From many things. So we are going to be free from the criminal because we are going to be free from the cheer. We are going to be free from other things, bad things. Yeah, not common things, meaning it's bad things. Because we know the languages, they cannot. What do you mean? They say they cannot, cheat us. Yeah, because we know how the way they talk, the way they write. We know that ones. So there's not only for language exactly, but many languages it is as well sometimes necessary to learn. As much as you can learn languages, means take the opportunity to learn more, and more. So if I'm still young like you, probably I will learn more languages than only Arabic or English.
So, if you haven't noticed in Tursina or like in any other school, because I'm a student myself, I tend to notice that some or most, or even most students, they don't have the motivation to learn new language. They usually use their own native language, bahasa, even Jawa, yeah, the Japanese language, and because of that, they do not improve and like learn learn English or Arabic.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's because they don't have the motivation.
yeah.
Now, what I want to ask from you is, how can we start a motivation to learn the new language?
All right. You mean how we are motivate ourselves first and then motivate others to learn English?
Yes, exactly.
As far as I'm able to answer this question, yeah, because one is regarding here, the Nia. Yes, I think this is not only about the language or English, but all the lessons as well. Before we learn one specific lessons in our class, first that we have to put in our here, our earth, in our mind here is how we have to love the lessons. How we love. If you want to learn English, first you have to love English. When you want to learn Tawheed, then you have to love Tawheed. The question is how we put that love here. The first that we can do is we have to link it. Why we have to learn? For example, if you want to push someone to learn English, then you have to tell them why they have to learn English and what for they learn English. You have to pull first, you have to describe first what are the benefits of it. What is the benefit of your future? What is the benefit of your future campuses later on, future study? You have to describe it in detail in order to make it make sense for them. All right, then I have to learn English just because I need it, not because someone pushed me. For example, when I ask you to go to the cafeteria to have your lunch, for example, I think I don't need to push you to go to the cafeteria to have a lunch. If you feel hungry already or starving, you automatically go to the cafeteria to have your lunch. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you pushed by someone to have your lunch? Yes, because you need it. All right. Why you need it? Because you feel it. All right. And your mindset is already saying that when you are starving, then you have to take some food. Eat. All right. So that is our job together. To make the reason, to make some reasons to all of your friends, to all of our students here, to make them really realize that mastering English and Arabic at the same times are really necessary. It's necessary for them for the future, for their future study, to make them realizing themselves. Then when they're starting to realize, they will start it off. Because we cannot push someone to love some things or someone before they know why they have to love. Right? So then we have to tell them first what is the reason of that. So why we have to learn it and what for. So when we're done with that, they will start loving it. When we are starting loving it, then we have to support with some facilities that we are able to support them in order to make it more easier to learn English. There are many ways exactly. There are many ways exactly. The ways how to motivate. One of them, like I said, telling them, explaining them, describing them what is the importance of learning English. At the same time, we have to motivate through others. Teknik ya. Others, we can motivate them to, for example, invite some guests, for example, to motivate native speakers. As we know that we have a native speaker here at our boarding school, invited to motivate. Other than that, we can motivate them by going overseas, for example, in order to let out their inner spirit, in order to make them more realizing that, oh, how important this language is, and so on. Motivating them on that. Yes, but the most important thing is that must be coming from ourselves first. Because when the thing coming from ourselves, we will really, we will really motivate to do something, and as well consistent.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a very good explanation on how to start learning and learning in general.
Exactly right. Starting with what we love, but but it's not only about the echo of loving something, but we have to really put a proper love there. When we are ready, commit to learn to come to Rosina, and helps to know that our school, known as international school, main word means at least English and Arabic are compulsory. There is no exceptions for every single student to master both languages, Arabic and English. So what I can say, no excuse for the student of the Turusina to not mastering Arabic and English here, because we have everything here. Resources we have, teachers we have, the environment. Do not say the environment, because you guys created. You are the one who create the environment. Do not ask the teacher to start. We don't have environment. You create the environment. We design the environment, but you create the environment. But we are supporting the environment. Right?
It looks like the time is over and
All right.
the bench is about to snap. So
Sure.
I would like to finish this. Any other last words you may have in your mind? Share with us.
Well, I'm going to say enjoy the process, brothers and sisters. Enjoy the process of your learning here. You're learning English or Arabic. Enjoy the process, but focus to the goal. You can enjoy every single process you are learning in Tursina, but do not forget to focus on your goal. Do not afraid to make mistake. You will learn from your mistake.
That's so good. Thank you very much. So, now we can end the podcast. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm really like a nice teacher.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.